Over the years, Bitcoin has been called a bubble, a scam, and even just a short-lived trend. And yet here we are, 16 years later, with Bitcoin being adopted not just by everyday investors, but by Wall Street giants like BlackRock and Fidelity, and even by governments like El Salvador, which made Bitcoin legal tender. Meanwhile, millions of regular investors keep making the same mistake. They panic, they sell too early, and then they spend years regretting it while watching Bitcoin climb to new all-time highs. So in today's video, I'll show you why you should never sell your Bitcoin, no matter how tempting it feels. I'm sure by now you've heard people claim that Bitcoin is worthless because it isn't backed by a government, a company, or a physical asset like gold. But that view completely misses what actually gives Bitcoin value. The reality is that value comes from trust, usefulness, and scarcity, and Bitcoin checks all three. Now here's the part most people get wrong. They see Bitcoin as just an investment, something you buy, hold for a while, and then sell to get real money, to buy things like a house, a car, or to start a business. But in the future, selling may not even be necessary. That's because Bitcoin is on the path to becoming a fully recognized collateral asset. If you've never heard that term before, collateralization is simply the process of using something valuable you own as a guarantee for a loan. For example, let's say you already own a house and you want to buy a second one. The bank might let you use your first house as collateral. If you stop paying, they can take the first house back. That house gives the bank confidence their money is safe. Now imagine that same principle applied to Bitcoin. As institutions, companies, and even governments continue to accumulate it, Bitcoin is proving itself as a scarce and reliable store of value. Which means in the future, you may be able to walk into a bank or use a digital platform and put up your Bitcoin as collateral to borrow money. Moving on, let's break down why Bitcoin is a very scarce asset. The thing is, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. Ever. That's written into the code. No government, no central bank, not even Satoshi Nakamoto himself could wake up tomorrow and decide, hey, let's print another 10 million. To put that into perspective, there are over 56 million millionaires in the world today, but only 21 million Bitcoin. Do the math. Even if every millionaire wanted just one single Bitcoin, it would be impossible. And it gets even crazier. Not all 21 million are actually available. Studies estimate that around 3 to 4 million Bitcoin are lost forever. Forgotten passwords, destroyed computer and hard drives, people who mined in 2010 and never thought it would be worth anything. Compare this to the dollar. Central banks can print unlimited amounts whenever they want. In fact, between 2020 and 2021, the US printed about 40% of all dollars in existence in just 2 years. That's why your groceries, rent, and fuel keep getting more expensive. Bitcoin flips that system on its head. It's not just scarce, it's predictably scarce. Everyone knows the exact supply schedule. Every 4 years, the halving event cuts the new supply in half, making it harder and harder to get. It's like gold mining, but instead of finding new gold veins, the mine itself slowly runs dry. That's why Bitcoin is often called digital gold. Except, unlike gold, it's infinitely easier to transport, verify, and divide. Try moving $1 million in gold across borders. It's a nightmare. With Bitcoin, you can do it in minutes from your phone. In the last decade, Bitcoin saw massive adoption, and as a result, the price skyrocketed. Only in 2018 and 2022 would you have lost money. Every other year was highly profitable. And the average annual return over this 10-year period sits at around 75%. That's insane. No other asset class even comes close to Bitcoin when it comes to financial gains. So if you zoom out, the pattern is crystal clear. Every cycle, Bitcoin dips, people panic and sell, and then it roars back to set a new all-time high. The ones who win aren't the traders trying to time the market. They're the holders who understood the bigger picture. With all of that being said, we hope next time you think twice before selling your Bitcoin. And above all, keep your coins safe. You don't want to log into your crypto exchange one day and find it hacked, or end up like that guy still digging through a landfill for a lost USB drive worth billions.